YouTube. Thank you for joining me for another coffee, card games, and chill. Well, this is going to be quiet. Apparently she's going to throw things in the background instead.
Sorry.
Breaking toes and fingers and whatever else dropped on the floor. Probably my dinosaur. How dare you? Not my dinosaur. Apparently, it's probably an ETB that's like worth hundreds of pounds now. An empty ETB that's worth hundreds of pounds now, apparently. So, just go through something a bit different. I do apologise for the sun shining. I probably should have done this in the morning where the sun wasn't sort of this part of the house, but nonetheless. So, we're going to go through Bond number 1. This is our original What's This stuff. It's probably going to be 4th edition in all fairness, unless we do have the occasional 1st edition. Everyone was 1st edition. But yeah, so let's talk about Pokemon in its current state right now, and let's go through some of the old classics. So, you know, we have all the hollows here. You know, you've Alakazam, your Blastoise, your Chansey, your Charizard, your Clefairy, your Gyarados, your Hitmonchan, your Machamp, your Magneton, your Mewtwo, your Nidoking, and your Ninetales. All this, as I said, are 4th edition, besides this guy here, and they're all 1st edition for some strange reason. Now, we're in the UK, so we never got the 1st edition, or the Shadowless stuff here when it was originally released. We only got 4th edition, because that is literally how it works here. Can I get into good focus? That's the question. There you go. There you go. Okay, see it now. So yeah, this is what we were given back in the day. This will be going through a few of the earlier Whatsy stuff. It doesn't have all the Whatsy stuff. I think we end at the beginning of oh no, I never thought this through. Oh no. Let's try to see if we can move it over. Can we move it over so everything can be seen? That's the question now. No, it cannot be. Can't fully fit on the screen. Beautiful. Actually, going to fit on the screen. I'm sure I probably should have test run this before we started, but hey, we do it live here. So here we've got Access Poliwrath, Raichu, Venusaur, Zapdos, and that's all the hollows from base set. Then you have your rares, and then you get to your uncommons and commons and so forth and so on. So, today we're going to talk about Champion's Path, and why Champion's Path is legitimately garbage. You're thinking, oh, did he just say the set that has 2 Charizards is garbage? Yes, I did. Because guess what? Darts of Blaze had 2 Charizards in, and that was actually a good set because that was actually a set. Now, the reason why this isn't as good as Darts of Blaze is because Champion's Path is legitimately all the garbage Japan has had, then they've put it into a set and called it the premium set for this year. And we've eaten it up like a goddamn creme brulee. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like opening literally tons of garbage to maybe get one good card. Now, when you open sets of things, you get your pulls, and you get like the one cool card, or you get like the maybe a couple of good commons you're after, and then maybe you get your rares, or you get your uncommons. But no, Champion's Path is honestly, it's just trash. And I think the biggest issue was a lot of people went out and went crazy and brought all the stuff for Champion's Path because it's our premium set for the year. We was expecting like the best. I mean, look at the last like 3 years. We had Hidden Fate last year. That was a fantastical set. You had the base set of Hidden Fates, and then you had the Shiny Vault. That was goddamn awesome. That was we'll get there one day in the Coffee Card Games and Chill podcast. But yeah, like this set went from being Hidden Fates 2.0 to being trash. It's trash. And everyone's eaten up like it's not trash because there's 2 Charizards, technically 3 Charizards in that set. It is awful. It is going to be the most overhyped, underperforming set I've seen in Pokemon for literally years. I think since like the beginning of Pokemon's run from the International Corporation. Whoever's there, patting themselves on the back now, needs to punch himself in the spine and take himself out for the rest of the year. Because they cannot be allowed to make any more sets. You disgust me. You're a disgusting human being. Do not ever put your trashy garbage from Japan in my English sets again. If you want to sell them to me, like you do in Japan, I'll buy them. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to buy your 5-piece random trainer lottery deck thing that you made in Japan with the cool little like drop mechanic and it goes round and it picks a random deck for you to play. That's cool. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Do not put that trash in my premium set for the year. I'm not paying extra money for a premium set for your trash. Pick your own fucking ideas up. It's terrible. And you're thinking, why do you feel so strongly about this? It's like, because Japan didn't have to pay top dollar for their trash. They went, here is 2,000 yen, which is roughly £20. Here's £20. Can I have those decks? Here you go. Awesome. No problem. Oh, there's a few side sets. They're what, like £3 a pack? Yeah, I'll pay for them. And they get the cards. They get some nice cards. What do they do for the European and American market? Those idiots will buy anything with a Charizard in. Me included. How can we sell top tier trash for top dollar? If we put 3 Charizards in the set, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. Put everything else in there because people buy it up. You got it. And we'll have 1 gold card. A good gold card like a Marnie or a Leon or anything people want. Nah, just suspicious food. You're genius. So how much value comes from one of these sets? I mean, we'll put like 1 Charizard in like every 1,000 packs, and then maybe like 1 shiny Charizard in every 5,000 packs. So the value of the set as a whole is like pennies. You're making the next set. You're making the next premium set because I ain't giving these kids nothing worth of value in any more sets. This is why Pokemon is trash when it comes to actual value. Like, you go through any of the last few sets we've had, and you tell me which cards were good. You had Zacian. You had Crobat. You've had Charizard. You had Rillaboom. You had Cinderace. You've got 5 cards in what, over like nearly 700 cards that were actually worth money. You got Marnie. You got Boss's Orders. You got Professor's Research. Not many of these cards are actually worth more than the price of a pack. And you might think, I always think this occasionally, that's great. That means I can go and actually fill out a collection and have to pay like top dollar for one and have a nice binder full of cards that look pretty. But as a seller, that is awful. I do not want to have to just sell sealed product because there's no point me ever opening anything to not receive my money back on an item. And I think that's what a lot of people need to sort of think about. That when people are selling these full art cards for like £2-3, you're basically paying less than the price of a pack. And that is disgusting, to say the least. And here we go. Last up, beautiful base set. Sorry, this energy looks terrible, but you try and get a good looking double colourless energy now. It's not happening very often. So today we didn't have a coffee because I forgot to bring the coffee upstairs. So we're going to have to yell so my voice goes dead. We have all the lovely energies too. And then we start on Jungle, which is a very nice set that brings in some staples for certain people. Like my wife, who loves these cards here. So if you're wondering, what's this here? Well, we don't have this card here. And I think it's Mr. Mime. Because it's the purple. And there's Mr. Mime. So we don't have a Mr. Mime in Hollow. And that's basically, we have the base set in, like we have a full base set, but we don't have like anything else really full until I believe like X and Y. So yeah, there's going to be a few binders where you're going to open cards and it'll be like 1 card per page. Oh yeah, we're going to say sorry for that right now. But I'd like for you guys to see what we actually currently have in the binders. You got ourselves Nidoqueen. I'm not too sure what goes between Nidoqueen and Pinsir because apparently my wife decided to put the card in for the first one.
It's a white code, which means
Wigglytuff. Apparently it's Wigglytuff or Snorlax. I think that one is Wigglytuff because we don't have it on the other side in the non-hollows, but we do have a Snorlax here. So I think Snorlax will be here. Wigglytuff is there. Wigglytuff is there. And then the final card for this set is a... No, Wigglytuff is at the bottom. I have no idea what that card is then.
The ones we're missing are Mr. Mime, Pidgeot, Snorlax...
Pidgeot. It's a Pidgeot there. And it's a Pidgeot here. Because that's a Jolteon.
Yes, we need Jolteon.
In the non-hollow rares. Although I think I used to have a few as a kid. One day my stuff will come back from my grandmother's and we have to fill these few slots out possibly. There you go. You got all your non-hollow rares finished now. You go into your uncommons. Beautiful Butterfree. I remember some kid at school was like, yo, give me £1 for this card. I was like, yeah, man, I eat it up. I love Pokemon. Don't eat at school. That's how you stay thin. You bought Pokemon cards, you get lunch money. Didn't even go to the news agents to do it. Just bought it from your friends. Oh, Aerodactyl, beautiful card. So yeah, Jungle, a very small set. Roughly what you sort of get now with Japanese sets currently, which are roughly around about the 70 to 80 card mark per set. But they do normally come in half sets, which is a strange sort of concept to believe. And then we have the start of Fossil, which is probably one of my favourite sets because it has a lot of the cool Pokemon you got sort of later in the video game. So you got your Aerodactyl, one of the coolest fossils And then we have a lot of spaces here. I have no idea what they are until we get further in. So if we have a quick look at the rare. So, they don't help at all. So we're missing a Ditto Hollow. We're missing whatever that is, which is missing there. We're missing a Haunter Hollow. Missing a Dragonite Hollow, because those go for a lot of money. Missing a Magneton Hollow. We have a Lapras Hollow. Missing a Muck Hollow, I believe. No, we have a Muck Hollow. So yeah, we're missing quite a few from here. These are apparently 2 normal Pokemon, but I'll never know what they are because I left my phone downstairs. I can't even go through the thing and actually go like, hey, look, we're missing these.
It's here.
My phone's apparently over there. My wife stole my phone. Would wife mind bringing me the phone so I can do this? So I can try and educate the people who possibly don't know. It's downstairs, I swear, guys. It's not right next to me or with my missus. Right, so for clarity's sake, and when I say clarity's sake, I mean my sake. Cards that we need are Articuno, Ditto, Dragonite, Gengar, Haunter, sorry. Oh, I think Wifey Poo's made a mistake here. Oh no, she hasn't, never mind, that's how it's laid out. Yeah, so Articuno, Ditto, Dragonite, Gengar, Haunter, Hitmonlee's here, Hypno, Kabutops. I've been trying to get one of these for a long time. If you want to get a good one, you're paying top dollar. And what I mean by a good one, I mean like one that hasn't been creased or folded or scratched across the floor or chewed on. I'm trying to get something that just resembles a card that may have come out of a pack of cards. You're looking about £40 to £50 for this card. I have seen a few around 20, but you couldn't get there in time. You can't really see it because of the bright lights are apparently just coming in from nowhere, even though it's like 12 degrees today. So yeah, I can't even shadow it. There's a Lapras. Then we have a Zapdos, I believe. No, sorry, that's a Magneton. Then we have Moltres, as you can see here, in relatively good condition. Not the greatest condition, but it's still quite nice. As I said, a lot of these won't be in first edition, though. We did get the first editions for these sets back in the day, but these were the unlimiteds that we have here. Muck is here, and then a Raichu would be here. We fold over to the normals, and then we have Zapdos in Hollow here, as you can see. We have Articuno, we have Aerodactyl in non-rare, missing an Articuno for both. We have a Ditto, we have the Dragonite here, we're missing the Gengar, we have the Haunter, we have the Hitmonlee, we're missing the, I believe that is the, he says, confused himself, Hypno, yeah, Hypno, we don't have either the Hypnos, and we don't have either of the, so yeah, we don't have either of these, or this. I mean, favourite Pokemon is favourite Pokemon. Just realised that this water is random upside down. Go over here to Lapras and then Magneton. Go across to Moltres and Muck. That would be a Raichu. We have the Zapdos in non-hollow, and then we start going on to the uncommons. You have your Arbok, you have your Cloyster, you have your Ghastly, you have your Golbat, you have your Golduck, you have your Golem. Graveler, I like the fact that these two are very rarely like together until like later in the sets, where they obviously put like families together as in the colour typings. But yeah, it's quite nice to see that back in the day you could actually have a Golem next to a Graveler. The Kingler here. I remember opening these packs up when I was a wee lad, pulling out all your Weezings. Oh, so good. So, I've complained about how trash money Champions Path is. The other big quality issue I've been seeing with Champions Path, as well as a few things recently from all the Pokemon stuff, is how awful their card condition is. Like, I'm not joking here. I'm not trying to like make memes, but I've been watching a few things on YouTube. Obviously, if you live in the Singapore area, English sets come out like 2 to 3 weeks earlier over there for some reason. I don't know how it works. I'm not going to get into details. I don't need to see, because apparently Nintendo doesn't care. Or Nintendo does care enough that they're actually the ones doing it. The quality of the cards in the last few sets has been ridiculously awful. To the point of where, like, you're getting cards that... there was one, someone pulled a shiny Charizard... Not shiny Charizard. Someone pulled a Hyper Rare Charizard, and it was literally cut here. So it was half here, and then the tail was coming back over here. The card looks kind of funny and cool, and that's a misprint and a half, but who is actually doing this work? Because it's terrible at the moment. I understand we've just had a big massive pandemic. Bye-bye phone. During a big massive pandemic, I understand, like, obviously workforces aren't on full steam ahead. Totally understand that. Our workforce currently is neither, but at the end of the day, we're still getting stuff out the door, and the way it should be. And then we come to the base set 2 collection, which essentially was the reprint set for people who wanted to get stuff for base set. Back in the... I don't actually remember this set coming out, in all fairness, as a kid. I think that Catherine, the little Mrs. Swiftly, has said a few times that she remembers base set 2. I really didn't, because I thought base set 2 came out much later in the run, like after Rockets, because I remember base set, I remember Jungle, I remember Fossils, and then I remember Rockets, but I don't remember anything in between. And that's something I always found really strange. We have a few things from this era of Pokemon cards, which I think is great. We do have a lot of things missing still, as we haven't really bothered too much with the older stuff for a while. As you've been seeing with the channel, we're doing a lot of opening of Darkness Ablaze. We did quite a few Rebel Clash things. We're getting things from Eddie Griffin. Link will be in the description for you guys out there looking for getting good deals. He is also selling Digimon stuff when it comes out, so please get yourselves interested sooner than later before he runs out of stock. But yeah, the good thing about this set was there was lots of things from Jungle, and I think there were maybe a couple of Fossil cards in here too. I could be wrong, because obviously Fossil was a set before this one, where, you know, the reprints are actually quite decent, but we are missing a few things here. And then we go into probably my second favourite set from WotC, for at least for the first sort of era, Rockets. Rockets are fantastic. I absolutely love Rockets. We don't have a full collection of Rockets, sadly, but maybe one day we'll actually get around to it. But trying to get good condition Rocket cards is just as bad as trying to get good condition anything from the old era, because people either want to sell at you what they think is reasonable, which means they want to make you pay PSA 10 prices for a raw card that has no chance of ever getting a PSA 10, and which is the reason why they're trying to sell it, because they know they can't get the PSA 10 for it. So yeah, it's like, this is the Charizard, as you might catch up with a flame card here. And not too long ago I could have brought this like £40 in PSA 9, and I was like, no, I want a raw card. I don't want to have to crack it open, because I only want it for the collection. I only want to put it in the actual binders. I was like, no, I'll leave it. Yeah, PSA 9's going for like £100 something now. So yeah, you'll hear from me a few times where it's like I missed the boat. And it's not because I'm not smart enough to sort of see the outcome. It's more along the lines of, I just don't want to pay that price at the time. Or it's like I don't need that thing at this time. I can get pick it up later, because it's always been this price for a long time. And then as of July of this year, for some reason, people started getting back into Pokemon, and Pokemon prices just massively inflated for secondary market. Not necessarily just for old stuff, but in general, like Hidden Fates just had like a boom for some strange reason. But around the time that we heard we get their second reprint, and everyone spread the rumours how they changed and how awful they look now, but literally the same cards, because they're not allowed to change them, despite what people think. It was just a reprinting. It wasn't just it wasn't anything else. But yeah, this is the Rocket set. I love the Rocket set. Some fantastic cards in here. And then we have a terrible card that I brought terribly, which will just stay in here basically until we can replace it. So when I brought the card, it looked like this in the image. You couldn't see the ripple without basically like scanning the image like for hours. And it was going for super cheap, and I was like, you know, what's wrong with it? It's currently like a buy it now. No, it was currently a bid. And I put £2 on it. I thought that's not so bad. The postage was like £2.50, so it was like £4.50 for the card. I thought, you know what, that's a nice looking Lieutenant Surges. I'll get it back. And as soon as I got it out the sleeve, I was like, how's wrong with this card? It's got like a massive like ripply crease in it. I went back to look at the picture, and you could only just about tell that the creases were there in the image. They'd taken the picture of it, so it was just noticeable enough that if you paid attention to it, you could see it, but you wouldn't see it just glimpsing at it. So that was a bit upsetting for me. But you win some, you lose some. Not as bad as the Heracross you'll probably see in the next episode. I'm going to have to do this solo. Erica looks really good. Have the pre-release Misty Seadra. In all fairness, I feel there's more pre-release Seadras than there are actually regular ones for this set, because I never see anyone actually selling the regular one. It's always the pre-release. And then we have a relatively slightly beaten up on the old corners of the Rockets and Moltres. In all fairness, buying a car like this is just stupidly expensive, even like by standards of like what you class everything is expensive. The cheapest I've seen this card in, probably what I'd say is a nice raw, is like £30 to £40. Now that's a good price, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like that's too expensive. I'm taking some more than money than I'd pay for it. I think I was looking for at the time around about 10. And this is whether we were going for that price. This is like a year or two ago now, and I couldn't get one because he was missing basically out on the chance to buy one, or they were just selling before I got a chance to put any money on, or for whatever reasons. And then someone was like, "Hey, I'm selling this for like £4 if you want it." I was like, "Yeah, okay. What's wrong with it?" And they said, "Oh, there's a bit of edge wear on basically all the corners, But in all fairness, it's a nice card. I think there's like a little scuff on the hollow there, and a little scuff on the hollow there. That could actually be the sleeve. So let's get this out and have an actual proper look in case it actually is the sleeve, because I want to blame the card if it's the sleeve. Could do with a new sleeve anyway. The sleeve looks a bit funky at the best times. Yeah, it was a sleeve. So there we go. If you want to look at that, nice looking Moltres, nice hollow, nothing too crazy. But yeah, just a few corners got edge wear. It's a very nice card. Worse than the back. But yeah, definitely a very nice hollow to have in the set, even if it isn't perfect. So this will be, as you're probably aware of, this will all be Vincent's when he's older, when me and Mrs. Swiftly finally kick the bucket. But yeah, I love the gym sets, and I love the fact that the gym sets are technically in the wrong order in terms of the TCG, because the gym sets in Japan come out in 3 sets, and we got them in 2. And so there's certain cards that can't evolve because they don't have their like middle evolution, or they don't have like their final evolution until the next set, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, there you go. Just a short one today, guys, as it's just me on my own. Next week, I'm not too sure how we're going to do this in terms of the podcast. Obviously, Champions Path has come out. I'll probably do something about Champions Path. We'll do some openings over the weekend between this video and that video, so you can see what we pull. Even if I pull both the Charizards, I'll probably still say it's a trashed set, just because of how the set is essentially just garbage. There's nothing in there worth anything. Dreadnought's a cool looking card, but it's not meta playable. It's just nice as a collection. Same with Creamy, same with Grapploct. Gardevoir, on the other hand, I think might have some synergy in some of the Psychic decks, but on the whole, she's not that great. Charizards are just there for the collector's variants. The gold card is the gold card. It doesn't make any difference if it's a gold card or not, because it only has 2 rarities, the gold card and the regular version, and I don't think people are playing the regular version in the first place, so the gold card's not worth that much money. It's just super rare. Same with the Charizards. Kabu's got his upgraded to Hyper Rare, which to me seems like, instead of putting it in Dinosaur Blaze with Piers, they moved it to this set just to sell more packs. So basically just to go, look guys, there's actually things you can pull from this shit. There's actually worth some money. But they're not worth anything. I mean, Piers right now is like a £6 card. I mean, Hyper Rare, look at maybe 10. Same with Kabu. Nice card, but not worth a lot. I think Full Art's currently like 5. Hyper Rare's about 5. That would be like 10, just because it's a double rarity. Yeah, there's not a lot in that set. In all fairness, me and Mrs. Swiftly aren't going too crazy on the set. We have brought ourselves one of everything just so we can open a few guys on the channel. And as they come out, we will be opening for you. There's going to be obviously some channels out there that's going to get stuff earlier than we are, because either they're affiliated with Nintendo or because they're getting things from Singapore. So, not blaming anyone there. It's just you guys will get things probably on release day or near release day. With that being said, though, thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining us for a very short podcast for the first time in a while. I mean, the first podcast was 45 minutes long. This podcast will be about 25 minutes long. But, yeah, thank you very much for joining us. It's nice to actually have a conversation with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments about the current predicament I'm facing with Pokemon, which is obviously, current set looks like awful in terms of Champions Path, and the card quality recently has just been really low tier. But yeah, that's where I'm currently feeling with Pokemon in this set. It's a cash grab at the maximum. As I said, you put Charizards on something, people are going to grab it with both hands, and then you look at the rest of the set and you go, you know what, this set's not actually very good. And this is meant to be our premium set. This is our higher price set, and they're just putting all the stuff they couldn't figure out where to put otherwise, which is quite awful. In all fairness, this is probably about the only time I'm going to say where Yu-Gi-Oh! This year has done very well in comparison to Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! Will generally have a set that is basically for catching up with the OCG. And it's not premium. The only thing that might be premium is that it might be all been higher rarity. But no, this year it's been a bit of a downfall for Nintendo. I think they need to actually turn it around now. I think next premium set needs to actually be a premium set where maybe it's something that we get exclusively as a TCG. As I know, Hidden Fates was a set that was pushed from older sets of the OCG, but at the same time it was a set that was within itself spectacular. So peace out. Hope you guys have a good week. You will see us again Friday for openings of Pokemon, and then over the weekend we'll have some Yu-Gi-Oh! There's Rage of Rivals to come out this weekend. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a busy one for me. I'm off Friday, so hopefully if I get lucky I can actually open everything up in one go, get the videos out for you guys for the weekend, so you've actually got something to do and watch from us here. And then as of next weekend you'll have, so next week, so Monday you'll have your Market Watch, Wednesday you'll have your next podcast, and then Friday it might be the next episode of Sealed Only series. So I'm looking forward to bringing you guys that one. But yeah, there we go. From front to back to back to front. Here we are, guys. See you. Goodbye.